Meantime, we of course know that this trial began playing out in late January. Eyewitness News anchor Shannon Hagee takes a look back at the 3-month-long trial.
It took more than 2 weeks to select a jury to hear the case against the famous former football star. During opening statements, prosecutors laid out their case against Hernandez and his co-defendants.
They left evidence at the scene. They took evidence with them. They created evidence of their cooperative effort. And they tried to, and in some cases were successful in destroying evidence.
The defense insisted from the start that the investigation was sloppy and unprofessional.
Aaron Hernandez is not guilty. We are here because the police and the prosecutors targeted Aaron from the very beginning.
Then began a parade of more than 100 witnesses. Lloyd's girlfriend, Shania Jenkins, she testified that her sister, Hernandez's fiancée, became secretive after Lloyd's death. Lloyd's mother took the stand and refuted the defense's claims that Hernandez and Lloyd were good friends. The focus shifted from Lloyd's family to the crime scene, with police describing the evidence they recovered and the defense questioning how the evidence was handled. On February 6th, jurors visited sites crucial to the case, including the homes of both Lloyd and Hernandez and the murder scene. Later, prosecutors showed video of tire tracks and shoe prints at the crime scene and a .22 caliber gun found nearby. Not the murder weapon, but a firearm linked to a Hernandez associate. Week 4 in the Hernandez trial included surveillance video of Hernandez dismantling his cell phone right after talking with police. The jury also heard about a .45 caliber shell casing with chewed blue bubblegum stuck to it found inside Hernandez's rental car the day after Odin Lloyd's body was discovered. A convenience store clerk would testify that he sold Hernandez blue Bubblicious gum the same day Lloyd was killed. A neighbor's surveillance video showed Odin Lloyd leaving his Boston home for the final time and entering a silver Altima, which prosecutors say was Hernandez's rental car.
I heard a loud bang, maybe 4 or 5 times.
The trial's 5th week began with workers describing noises they heard at the North Attleboro Industrial Park around the time of Lloyd's killing. A housekeeper told the jury Hernandez's fiancée, Cheyenne Jenkins, was crying and appeared nervous after driving away with a full trash bag the day after Odin Lloyd was killed. Prosecutors allege the bag contained evidence. And gas station surveillance video from the night of Lloyd's death showed Hernandez with co-defendant Carlos Ortiz, who was wearing a white towel around his neck. Investigators discovered a white towel at the murder scene. As the trial entered March, Odin Lloyd's sister recalled exchanging text messages with her brother shortly before his death. The jury was not allowed to hear what those texts said. Then came DNA found on a cigarette butt at the crime scene. A forensics expert told the jury that statistically there's no chance the DNA came from anyone other than Hernandez. The next week, several witnesses testified about Hernandez's night out at a Boston nightclub with Odin Lloyd days before the murder, including a valet manager who said he saw a gun in Hernandez's waistband. Prosecutors believe something happened inside the club that angered Hernandez.
He was staring angry. He looked like he was upset.
The focus shifted to Hernandez's footwear and whether the sneakers he was wearing the night of Lloyd's murder matched footprints found at the scene. Prosecutors then turned their attention to co-defendants Carlos Ortiz and Ernest Wallace and Hernandez's cousin Tanya Singleton, who pleaded guilty to criminal contempt. She's accused of helping Wallace flee to Florida after the murder. The following week, we heard from a number of witnesses granted immunity. Gian Jackson, who once owned a gun found near the murder scene. Hernandez's cousin, Jennifer Mercado, who answered, "I don't remember," to dozens of questions. And finally, Hernandez's fiancée, Cheyenne Jenkins, who prosecutors believe helped Hernandez get rid of the murder weapon.
He told me to go downstairs in our storage room and remove a box from our home.
Did he indicate to you what was inside the box?
No.
On March 31st, Patriots owner Robert Kraft took the stand and recalled his last conversation with Hernandez before his arrest.
He said he was not involved, that he was innocent.
Then came Alexander Bradley, a former close friend. Bradley claims Hernandez shot him in 2013, costing him an eye. But Bradley was not allowed to mention that shooting to the jury. On April 2nd, the prosecution called its final witness, the medical examiner, who said Lloyd suffered 6 gunshot wounds and would have felt pain. On April 6th, the defense presented its case, calling just 3 witnesses to the stand before arresting, including a doctor who testified about the effects of PCP. The defense suggested Hernandez's co-defendants were doing the drug in the hours leading up to Lloyd's death. The next day, both sides delivered closing arguments, during which the defense dropped a bombshell, saying Hernandez witnessed the killing of Odin Lloyd.
He was a 23-year-old kid who had witnessed something. A shocking killing committed by somebody he knew. He really didn't know what to do.
And that was Shannon Heggie reporting. Now to